Hey everyone, welcome to this daily Sidereal Astrology forecast for Tuesday, June 9th, 2020. All right, so today we have the moon shifting into more responsible Capricorn. So themes likely today around taking care of maybe some responsibilities, doing things that require discipline and a bit of reserve. Could be a great way of working with the energy. So another simple day astrologically, no major events taking place here today, but we are in a sort of transition phase between some of the energy that we felt from the last full moon on Friday. And what I mean by that is over the weekend, there was some of that square with Mars and the Sun. That's been more of the trying to either take initiative, action, in healthy and constructive ways, some of that fire energy in healthy ways. But going into this later part of the week, the Sun is going to start to square up to Neptune. So the side of the full moon that dealt with having more receptivity and more acceptance and finding more peace in our life in healthy and constructive ways. So that's coming up. We'll probably notice a bit of a shift with that here today, coming up from the fire balance into the more water balance energies. All right, so let's take a look at all this here in more detail when we return. All right, so here is the sky for this Tuesday. And again, we are using the visible sky called true sidereal astrology. This does change the signs from mainstream astrology, so if you are new to the channel, definitely check out that link down below for more information. All right, so let's go ahead and first take a look at the moon's placements, which represents the theme of the day. Coming out of more free-spirited Sagittarius, which was the theme the past couple days around expanding our perception and maybe sometimes our literal horizons. It was really good to get into that more open-minded and inspiring and free-spirited energy. But today comes the more earthy energy. In fact, we do have a lot of earth energy at this time. We do have the Sun and Venus also in an earth sign of Taurus, which the larger focus has been on cultivating our inner and outer strength, inner and outer resources, and to take things slowly and steadily. And Capricorn is very similar to this here, which represents the sea goat, which is about, you could say, climbing that mountain. It's a great day to see what takes time, what takes perseverance, what takes responsibility, right? This kind of long-term perspective, discipline perspective, and time-based perspective. Great way of working with the day. Good to cultivate this side of ourselves that does want to do these things, or is productive, or is a bit reserved, or a bit constructive, right? Really good way of working with this phase of the cycle. And the phase that we're in is the disseminating phase because we just had that full moon last Friday. So it really is a time of implementing any shifts of awareness that we've had since the weekend. Now, in terms of the aspects, no major aspects going exact here today, but we are in a bit of a transition between what has been the Sun squaring up to Mars and then going into tomorrow, the Sun starting to square up to Neptune. So for those of you who recall, when we talked about the full moon forecast, we talked about how there was a square to both Mars and Neptune, and that this whole second half of the lunar month now is really good to find that balance between our more fiery side and assertive side. If there's not enough action, taking some initiative and willing ourselves there to be assertive, direct, in conscious ways, but also if there's too much of that, too much attachment, too much of that, needs and desires, being conscious of that as well. So that's done constructively. And that was a very strong theme from the weekend with the Sun squaring Mars. But now as we get into the later part of this week, we may feel this today, but I do want to mention it because it's probably going to be a bit of a transition. But as we ease up out of some of that Mars energy, we do come up to some of that Neptune energy going into tomorrow. And so this is the part of the full moon, which is about finding more healthy ways of finding peace in our life. So if there's anything that we've been wanting to escape with or, have ideals about or dreams, it's good to be conscious of that. Recognize dreams as dreams, ideals as ideals, wanting peace in our life, and finding constructive ways of doing those things. And also if there's not enough rest, not enough spiritual time, alone time, peace, maybe incorporating some of that. So that's about finding the balance in the water realms, right? And that's going to be very important later in the week, finding constructive ways of finding peace, acceptance, and spiritual well-being, which will make it a very constructive part of the week to do that. All right, so today is a bit of that transition where we're still easing up off of some of that importance of balancing fire going into some of the importance of balancing water. And on a very minor note, we do have the moon squaring up to Uranus. So maybe a good day for mixing some things up a little bit in healthy ways. If you do feel like you want to make some changes or want to break free or do something that represents more of your true self, could be a good day to do that constructively and healthfully. There's also a little bit of a synergy with Venus, which rules relationships and values. But again, that's retrograde, so Venus still good to be rethinking our values, rethinking the things we enjoy, and maybe going back and redoing some things involving relationships, agreements, values, enjoyments, resources with Venus retrograde currently at this time. All right, everyone, but today the most important thing is simply the moon in Capricorn coming off of that full moon. So today, great day for things that require that, again, discipline, patience, perseverance, the long-term perspective, and how can we implement some of these shifts of awareness from Friday in this grounded way of Capricorn. All right, so everyone have a fantastic day. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to click that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe for more daily videos, and I'll see you all tomorrow for the next daily forecast. Take care.